wonder if he's dressed like that because he's a supporter of the Rochester Americans or because it's that close to July the 4th.
He doesn't want to only use that suit once a year.
Well, there's everything going on here tonight at the War Memorial. There's flags flying, jersey wearing, face painting.
They are enjoying themselves.
Colorado Avalanche jersey right there. National Hockey League champions. Stanley Cup.
He's a front runner. He's got flat feet from jumping on and off the bandwagon.
By the way, Avalanche head coach Mark Crawford and Panthers head coach Doug McLean, both graduates of the AHL. Crawford coaching the St. John's Maple Leafs, winner of the Coach of the Year award back in 92-93, and McLean coached the 89-90 Baltimore Skipjacks, this team that moved from Baltimore to Portland. 5 members of the Florida Panthers won the Calder Cup in the American League. Brian Scrudlin, Ray Shepard, Gord Murphy, Tom Fitzgerald, Jason Woolley. And we'll get to that later. As play is on now in period 3. Puck is in the zone. And back to the point. Kicked away and down ice by Nickel. It'll be icing. Yes, it is. There's the whistle. So we're down to the 3rd period. Game 7. Last game of the season. And we're all tied at 1.
This is the next most important 20 minutes of these players' lives, and they know it. Certainly in their hockey careers, at least. For some of these guys, it's an opportunity to show to general managers and scouts in the building that they deserve a shot at the National League. For some of these guys, this may be their last year in the league, and they want to go out winners.
Face off to the left of Shields. Still in the skates of Metcalf, kicks it back in the corner. Hollinger tying it up there, and Hall's digging it out for the Pirates. He watched by Metcalf. Now Metcalf pulls the puck away, slides it up the wing to Nickel, and here come the Amerks up ice. Nickel dumps it in, gives chase. Malgunas turning back for the Pirates. Down behind his net, pokes it around to the point. Hollinger there, keeping it in. One-timer goes wide. Bounces out in the slot. After the puck, Metcalf slides it off in the corner. Not nobody there for Rochester, and the puck pulled away to the point and out to center ice. Hollinger takes it, dumps it in. Hammers clear the zone. Raleigh into the corner after the puck. He's tied up in the corner, still has the puck in his skates along the backboards. He and Malgunas battling for it. Holzinger for the Amerks in there, being watched closely by Allison. And behind, now moving in also, Ward, but the puck pulled away by the Pirates. Gendra slides it ahead to center ice for Brunette. Moving it to the Rochester blue line, in top of the slot, has it, feeds it off, and moving in was Allison, but couldn't get a backhander away. Into the corner, Brunette centers it out in the slot for Gendra, tried to tip it off to Allison. On the backboards, Huda kicks it loose, and in the corner, that's backhanded in the air and out of the zone by Ward. Chasing it down in his own zone, Eric Chiron of the Pirates. Pass off to Pops, who is injured at the end of the period, but comes back and seems to be all right here. In the zone, offside against the Pirates. These Portland players that get banged up keep coming back.
Well, you know, they don't even slow down. They start the end of the second period in a strong note. Both teams have come out here and just kept the high intensity going. Rochester Americans have continued to try and bump and grind, and there's the lone goal scorer so far for this Portland team. Gibson Ward from the Rochester Americans are the only 2 players to tally yet tonight.
Glad to have you folks with us tonight. I'm Don Stevens alongside Larry Playfair, and downstairs Bill Pucko. And we welcome those of you watching on NESN, the New England Sports Network, HTS, which is Home Team Sports in Washington, D.C., and live tonight on WPXT Fox 51 in Portland, Maine. We're glad to have all of you with us. Game 7 has been what it should be. It's more to dig it out of the corner. Goes it in on goal off the stick of Tugnut. Away the Pirates. To center ice by Eric Chiron and Ender for Rochester knocks that loose. Pops. Pass up ice. Atherson on the right side. Mazur can't reach it. That's back to the blue line. Mazur grabs it, keeps it in, tried to dump it in the corner, but it pops up over the glass out of play. 1-1 tie, 17:52 to go in the 3rd period.
A young man that's had a pretty good season. Ramon Endor. Higher draft picks for the Buffalo Sabres a couple years back, and he's a big boy, 6'2", 210 pounds. There he is. He was born in Nigeria. We got another guy that was born in Japan. He plays for the Portland team. I'll get you his name in just a second.
Ender, 4th in the American Hockey League, and led Rochester in penalty minutes with 306 minutes in the regular season. Front of his net, Melanson to Hollinger in behind. Trying to get away from Christie, slides it up the wing, and Holzinger works his way up ice. Shoots it in wide of the net. After the puck in the corner goes Kahn, backhands it toward the net. Ward too deep, can't shoot. Ward has it, weaving his way out of the slot, has his stick held, still gets it back to the point. Melanson with a shot in, as Tugden was upended. Ripper on a tip, has knocked loose, rebound, they score! Brian Holzinger!
You cannot fault Ron Tugnutt on this goal because Holzinger sneaks around the net and gets a shot on Tugnutt. Tugnutt comes across and stacks his pads. He just doesn't get any help from his defenseman. We'll see the play unfold here as the shot comes in from the blue line. Holzinger sneaks away, gets the puck and comes around. Tugnutt's down and out now, but watch this. He comes across, stacks his pads, makes the save. There's no way he can get that shot. And that young man right there scored maybe the biggest goal of his hockey career so far. His team now has a lead by 1. It's 2-1 for the Rochester Americans.
Yeah, he says. Holzinger with his 10th of the playoffs. Rochester taking a 2-1 lead. Lots of time remaining in this game, however. Hold on to your hats. Now Gunas in behind. Slides it up the wing into center ice. Hulse gets tripped up and goes down, but catches up to the puck and slides it in. Comes out in front, tipped off into the corner by Huda. Centering pass in front, pulled away, backhanded out and down ice by Frawley. Icing call, now Gunas is back. There's the whistle. 16:56 to go in the third period. Rochester 2, Portland 1, and you're watching the American Hockey League's Calder Cup Finals on the Empire Sports Network.
Can you hear yourself talking? Bill Pucko ringside with Tom Ebright, the owner of the Portland Pirates. You brought the franchise back to some real success in the last 3 years here, haven't you?
Portland's been a great town for us. The fans have really supported the Pirates and made the Pirates successful. Been a great city, great team, and unbelievable today.
Portland, a good hockey city.
Oh yeah, great hockey city. The fans supported this team. Even when we were having trouble this year, they stayed with us through the playoffs. I really think the fans were the extra player in the ice this year.
Very good. Tom Ebright, the owner of the Portland Pirates. His team down 2-1, back upstairs.
As play continues now at the War Memorial, Rochester leading for the first time in the game. It's 2-1. That goal scored by Holzinger, his 11th or 10th of the playoffs. Ward and Kahn assisting. Backhanded out and down ice by Huda. Chasing after it, Lazelle for the Pirates. Way to center ice, knocked loose at the red line. Moore turns, dumps it in. After the puck, Jackson in the corner, slides it along the backboard for Sherrod, who's hit immediately by Pascucci. That goes down as hand pass will stop play. 16:14 to go in the third period. Rochester 2 and Portland 1.
Craig Sherrod, who had a wonderful regular season and hasn't made a whole bunch of noise here in this series, but he's had a pretty good playoff nevertheless. You see he was voted the MVP this year. You know, it's nice to see Tom Ebright just get interviewed there a bit ago and see him have success. When a guy takes a chance like that on a hockey club, Steve Donner as well, to be rewarded with the team playing as well as they have. It's good to see. It's good for hockey. And the gentleman I was trying to remember his name was Mark Kaufman. He's the guy that was born in Japan.
As once again you get the look at Ron Tugnutt, another modern day attendance record here tonight, 7,502, 7502. And the reason to say modern day is back many years ago, it used to be allowed to have standing room here in this building, but the fire officials say no more, so it's been about 7,350 was the maximum attendance. There's the attendance, 7,502. Every corner, Larry, of this building has a chair in it now.
The Rochester team cannot afford to not continue to play the same way they've been playing up until now. Since the halfway mark of the first period, they've really played more physical and they've taken the plate to the Portland team. If they back off from that now that they're up by a goal, it could be very costly because this Portland team can score. They proved that in Game 6.
15:58 to go in the third period. Bolsinger, Ward, and Kahn up front. That's the line that scored the last goal. Long shot in, Shields with the glove stop. Hollinger plays it along the wing, and Ward carries it up ice. The red line backhands it in. Back for it, Sherrod in the corner. Kahn right on him. Pulled along the wing, out to the blue line, and at the point kept in by Hollinger. Long shot in, and it's grabbed by Tugnutt. Ward right there on the doorstep, and Tugnutt covers up.
Ron Tugnutt so focused tonight. He saw that puck coming in and didn't let the fact that Ward was there to interfere with him at all. They would keep an eye on the puck coming in and held on to it and forced this face-off. There's two defensemen that are really been the go-to guys for John Tortorella. One of them you just saw, Hollinger. The other guy is Doug Huda, the two veteran players, both with NHL experience. One of them is on the ice at all times. John Tortorella purposely has set it up that way.
I was talking earlier, Larry, about the former Calder Cup winners playing for the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals. So the Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche, had two former Calder Cup winners on their team. Patrick Waugh, the goaltender, playing for Sherbrooke in '85, and with the Stanley Cup winning goal of former Rochester American defenseman Yuri Krupp, the first German-born player to have his name put on the Stanley Cup. Lots of tradition comes out of the American Hockey League. Tremendous number of names that go a long way. Here's Clemente in with a shot. Deflected wide. On the backboards. Into the corner. Kaufman chasing it down. Spinning around behind the net. Dug out by Moore in behind. As he's tied up on the backboards. Puck is dug out. Backhander in front. That's batted aside. In the corner again. Jackson after it. Has the puck in his skates. Moore helping out. Sherrod in front of the net. Jackson trying to get the puck out, but he's dropped up there by Lease. Now kicks it away for Craig Sherrod. Gives it off to Moore in the corner. Jackson poking away at it. Puck behind the net. Carried off by Lease. Next some forward checking on this line by Rochester. Sherrod, Jackson, and Moore. Puck still in the corner. Now it's played out of the zone to center ice. The Amerks take it back. Huda turns, dumps it in. Both teams making a line change. Pirates with the puck in their own zone. Off on the wing, taken away by the Amerks. Nickel with a shot, stick stop, Tugnutt. In the corner, Metcalf sends it in behind. Getting to the puck first is Frawley for Rochester. Spins, backhands it into the corner, then catching up to the puck himself, draws it in behind the net. Wrap around, backhander, Tugnutt makes the stop. He's on the puck and holds on as Rochester continues to pile in on the Portland net.
Rochester has not backed off from what's been successful for them, and give them all some credit for that. But this Portland team is not backing down either. And you see a good play by Dan Frawley, but he's met by the defenseman, Lease, who knocks him down. And Tugnutt, well, what more can we say about this guy? He's been phenomenal.
Rochester leading in shots, 29-13.
This period, Rochester's outshot Portland, and you see it there on your screen, 7-0. And sometimes the team has a tendency, maybe after scoring a goal and going up by one, as Rochester did, to maybe slack off a little bit, but they haven't done that at all, and they haven't given Portland a chance to get back into this game.
It's Nico, Frawley, Metcalf. No, Primo comes out onto the ice, and who's going to check off? Melanson and Hollinger are the defensemen. Rochester still waiting for a forward, but now they say that Metcalf has to stay on the ice, so the Amerks get caught right now with one defenseman on the ice. No, wait a minute. What am I talking about? Hollinger and Melanson. Never mind. Forget what I just said, okay?
I'm just watching John Tortorella upset with the situation, and still haven't figured out why.
Now here's Melanson in from the corner. Takes a shot in. Tugnutt knocks it down. He lost sight of it. Finally found it and covers up quickly.
So Sharon just spears Scott Nickel. Scotty Nickel's one of the better actors I've seen out here. He was the guy who drew a penalty earlier in the second period. Just now acted like he'd been shot by a gun. Referee wasn't going to call a penalty, so he quickly found his composure.
Okay.
Okay, all
right, I'll get up. Once again, the face-off to the left of Tugnutt. Nickel and Allison for the face-off. 2-1, Rochester leading. So the Pirates scored in the first period. The Amerks picked up 1 in the second, adding 1 in the third. Puck rolls in the corner, Robbie high in the net. Primo trying to slide it in front, but that's picked off and carried away by the Pirates. Pops up the right wing as Burnett will slide it in. Down behind his net, Melanson sends it off the boards at the point. Tipped away and out the center ice by Nickel. Back for it go the Pirates. Pops being watched by Primo. Sends it off the boards, but not out. It's kept in. Here's Nickel. Slips it in on... No, they'll call that offside. As the linesman would actually block the puck, but I thought he was inside the blue line. We'll check it out here anyway. Well, the AAA game of the week comes your way Saturday night, 7 o'clock, as the Omaha Royals travel to Buffalo to take on the Bison. Exciting minor league action on your home for the AAA game of the week. Of course, it's right here, the Empire Sports Network. That'll bring the face-off out of the zone. Coach Tortorella watching on. Taken by the Amerks. This is Ender. Dumps it into the corner. Back for it, Malgunas. Slides it around the boards to the blue line. Metcalf getting in there in time to keep it in. Backhands it into the slot, but the Pirates up with the puck. And they move it up ice. Batherson ahead for Hulse, but can't control it. Ender will clear it off the boards and out of the zone. Pirates dump it in, but Portland, of course, has to clear. Now Huda, left wing to Metcalf. Out the center ice, knocked down by Pascucci, and pass knocked away as Nickel able to dump it in. Pirates back. Malgunas in behind his net. Coming out in front of the Pirates. Try to work it up ice and a pass off to Pascucci. His feet ahead. Knocked down and away by Huda. Clears the zone to center ice for Metcalf. Red line 1-on-2. Now catching up is Holzinger. Pass off to Holzinger in the corner. Turns it to get away from Pascucci. Still has the puck. Ryan Holzinger scored the last goal. In the corner for Kahn. Gets tied up there by Caron of the Pirates. Kahn kicking at it along with Pascucci of the Pirates. And try and dig it out on the backboards is Ward. That goes loose in the corner. Dug out by Hulse of the Pirates. He'll play it off the boards. Through and down ice as Melanson couldn't reach the puck. Looks like an icing call. Back for it goes Hollinger. There's the whistle. 12:26 to go in the third period. Amerks leading 2-1. You're watching the American Hockey League's Calder Cup Finals, game number 7, right here on the Empire Sports Network. Now you're watching the coaching duo of Barry Trotz and former Amerks Paul Gardner.
Both those guys have faced adversity before, and they've been down in series and come back. And that gentleman there is having the season of his life. Head coach of this team as a rookie.
Watching on is Coach Tortorella actually trying to become the 20th head coach in AHL history, rookie head coach to win the Cup. It was last done by George Burnett of the Cape Breton Oilers in 1993 when they beat Rochester.
Interesting, George Burnett took the time out this year in his first trip into town to come in and sit down with John and just talk to him a little bit and say, hey, this is what life's going to be like. And if you had any questions, to go ahead and fire away. Like I said, George has been through the league once before. And John appreciated that.
Well, there's been some great young coaching, or there is some great young coaches in this American Hockey League, and there's a few of them right there. One's in this game, George Burnett being another. That's around the boards. Kahn tried to center it in front for Holzinger, but it swept aside, and Allison had it knocked off his stick. Bouncing puck out top, kept in by Ward. Turning around top of the slot, throws it toward the net. That's knocked into the corner by Holzinger. After it down, Leask along the wing. Mazer to the point, blocked, but now slipped out to center ice by the Pirates. Dumped in by McCausland. It's back along the sideboards. Ward sends it behind his net. Hollinger chasing after it there for Rochester. Up the wing to Kahn. Backhands it off the boards, out and down ice. Looks like an icing call. And the whistle stops play. Rob Kahn, we were talking about him just a couple of moments ago, and he takes off going to Alaska in just a few days to get married.
Well, you better be careful. Up there you can get cold feet.
And he's looking for 2 rings.
There's the moose head. That's what happens when you drink too much of that beer.
Now the face-off in the Rochester zone. Ramon Ender played his junior hockey in Guelph, Ontario. back to the left point. Down to the near point. Lazell shot off the leg of Moore and out to center ice. Recovered by the Pirates. 2-1, Rochester leading. 11:30 to go in the third period. Puck is dumped in. Ender chases it down, sends it up the wing to center ice and through everybody. Icing is waved off. Back for it goes Brad Lazell. Behind his net, has it there. He'll feed it up the wing out to center ice for Christie. To the red line, puts it high in the air, grabbed by Shields, and will he hold on? Yes, he will. Hoffman right there.
Steve Shields is not afraid to take the face-off, and that was probably a smart move. Things were getting a little erratic in front of him. He decided to hang on to the puck and allows John Tortorella to make a line change.
Well, talking about Steve Shields right there, he has equaled a current American Hockey League record for wins in the playoffs at 14. It was set previously by Alan Bester with Adirondack in 92 and Wayne Cowley with Cape Breton in 93. Face off to the left of Shields. Puck drop, backhander in front, carried away by Frawley. Center ice for Nickel. Dumps it in. Metcalf after it, along with Pascucci as they go to the corner. Puck left lane there, dug out by Nickel. Tries to slide it in front, but it's carried off by the Pirates. Pascucci to center ice. That's batted aside by Melanson, and the Amerks take it back. Metcalf entering the zone, winds up long shotting off the glove of Tug, that to the corner. Getting to it first, Nickel slides it in behind. Off in the corner, Metcalf onto the backboards for Frawley. Tries to bang it out in front, hits the side of the net. Frawley chases it down in the corner. Still has it down behind the net. Nickel coming out in front. Takes a shot, missed the wide side. And in for the point. No, Frawley gets to it first, sends it in behind for Nickel. Amerks tying up Portland in their own end of the rink. Nickel in the corner boards. Being watched closely by Pascucci. Frawley on the backboards. Puck being kicked at into the corner by Least. Everybody leads away, leaves the puck laying there. Finally, it's covered up, and Rochester right now doing what it wants to do, and that's to keep Portland in its own end of the rink.
I've not seen a team cycle the puck as well as Rochester has in this game. They just get the puck back in behind the net, and if they can't go to the front of it, they cycle it back in behind the net. And they've done that so very well, and they just ate up about another 30, 40 seconds on the clock. There's 10:09 left here in this second period, and they keep doing it, wearing out the Portland team, and eventually trying to get a shot on net. Rob Kahn hoping to win his second Calder Cup.
Puck is dropped. Shot doesn't get through. The shot by Ward. Here's Ender. Moving toward the net. It's knocked off of his stick and carried up ice now by the Pirates. Allison upended at center ice. The puck at the red line is grabbed again by the Pirates. Pops at the right side. Allison drops it back to Pops, but it bounces away from him. Uda into the corner. Slides it along the sideboards. No, that's kicked loose. Now Ender in behind as we've just passed the halfway point of the third period. Ender, center ice, too far for Holzinger. Taken back by the Pirates. Allison loses control, and Huda slips it out to center ice, but the Pirates have it right back again. Pops off to Malgunas. That's intercepted by Ward. Moving up ice, Ward all by himself, waiting for help to catch up. Tries to slip the puck out in front, but is pulled away by Pops. Ward gets it back again on the sideboards. Now it's by him and out of the zone to center ice. Sednick and Ward battle for the puck, taken back by the Amerks. Ward lost his stick. Actually, I think the blade came out of his aluminum shaft, and Pirates have the puck. On the right side, Christie trying to break in a goal. It's knocked off his stick by Hollinger. Nice poke check. In the corner, Hollinger trying to dig it out. Slips it along the boards. Lazell, however, keeps it in. That shot hits a leg. Moore bangs it off the boards to the point area. Now it's pulled out of the zone to center ice. 9 minutes to go in the third period. On the far wing, Melanson overskates the puck, and it's knocked loose of the Rochester blue line, off the boards to center ice, then shot in by the Pirates, and Sharon had to bounce off his stick. Pirates keep it in. It's taken away by Moore as he turns it up ice. Slowed up with a hook, goes down, and he bats the puck down into the Portland zone. Pirates back, down the wing, poked into the corner by Sharon. As the puck shot around the boards, Metcalf moving in, trying to keep the puck in, as he battles Zednik, and it's poked in behind the net. Taken there by the Pirates. Slipped off the boards out of the zone to center ice. Huda at the red line. Shoots it in. No, can't get it in. It's out of play. And the whistle stops play. 8 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the third period. Rochester with a 2-1 lead. You're watching watching the American Hockey League's Calder Cup Finals on the Empire Sports Network. As the Moose does his thing at the War Memorial. I don't know, Larry, do you think these players are starting to get a little tired out or what?
Well, I think they're playing on adrenaline now and a lot of emotion.
It's hot up here. I can't imagine what it must be like down there on the ice. Nickel able to slide it out and down ice as he's drilled by Malgunas. Pascucci back for the Pirates. 8:07 remaining in the third period. Net comes loose. Metcalf getting to it to keep it in. Backhands it toward the net. It's over top of the net. Malgunas digs it out. Pirates have the puck. Pascucci sends it down ice. Back for it goes Huda. No icing. Huda behind the net. Pass away to the blue line for Frawley. To the red line. Frawley dumps it in. Tugnut stops it in behind his net. 7:40 now remaining in the third period. Up the wing to center ice. Goslin is upended. That's backhanded away by Kahn, but the Pirates have it again. Pass picked off by the Amerks. Melanson up the right side. Too far for Holzinger. Race for the puck. Holzinger trying to beat Chiron as they go down, and the puck is tied up underneath them. And it'll be held for another face-off. 7:23 to go. Here in period number 3. Rochester leading 2-1, and for the Amerks, it will probably seem like the clock has stopped. And for the Pirates, this clock is going by like a shot out of a cannon.
Every face-off, every icing, every loose puck becomes so important, and you just saw Brian Holzinger try to get past the Portland defender to get to a loose puck, and had he been able to do that, which it appears they're going to call it this way, they're going to put the face-off back down in that end. That becomes important. Now the face-off stays in, or at least it becomes important for the Rochester team. The face-off stays down inside the Portland end. This face-off becomes important. Everything from here on out is going to be really scrutinized by each of the teams.
In the corner is played around the wing. Goslin gets tied up there. One-handed into the corner by Chiron, who's slowed up with a hook. Still has control of the puck. Trying to sidestep a check, spinning around, wrapped up again by the other Chiron. Now taken away. Shot in by Moore. Right on, and Tuckner makes a stop and has to cover up. Nice job by the rookie winger, Barry Moore, to pick the pocket and get a shot away.
Well, some nervous fans here have reacted to that play and have cheered on their hometown team, but they too are holding their collective breaths as time ticks by here, and both teams now make a change.
Face off to the left of Tugnut. Moore had a great year, slowed up as far as points. Actually, that whole line had a great year offensively. They have not produced points-wise as effectively in the playoffs, but they have done a great job otherwise of playing maybe more a bit of a checking type role.
Hey, in the playoffs that becomes real important, maybe more so sometimes than goal scoring.
That's pulled away now by Leask, and the Pirates to center ice. Hit Mazer in the skates. It's backhanded in the zone, knocked down to the blue line. Still kept in. Ward tips it off into the corner, chasing after the puck. Sends it around behind. Zednik digs it out for the Pirates and slides it away to center ice. But at the red line, Hollinger's there for the Amerks, shoots it in again. Lazell in behind. Right on him is Kahn. Leaves the puck at the backboards, and Ward gets to it first. Sidesteps the check, gets dug out by Holzinger as Ward was upended. Now Holzinger is thrown to the ice by Leask, and the puck carried up ice by the Pirates. In the zone, Lazell shoots it behind the net. Mazer centering pass in front, knocked away in the slot. Zednik shoots, just put it wide. Oh, is that close? In the corner, Nickel spins, trying to hammer it out, can't do it. Ball in the near wing, Hollinger digs it out to the point. That's not out. Drawn out in front and deflected across the goal mouth, and Kahn rips it off the boards down ice. Chased after Nickel, getting to it first, so no icing. In behind the Pirates net, Mazer has the puck. Backhands it out to center ice at the red line. Huda takes it, turns, and he'll send it in. 5:54 to go in the third period. Shot up the wing. Cross ring pass, it's a skate, bounces loose. Batherson has it again, but tied up from behind by Nickel. Kicking away at the puck. Batherson digs it out. Now he'll slide it down in the Rochester zone, and back to recover the puck goes Metcalf. Hits it across the blue line, out of the zone. Pirates have it again at the red line, and Pascucci shoots it in. There, stopped behind his net by Shields. Pulled it the wrong way, and the Pirates get to it first. In the corner, sent to the side of the net. Shields knocks it down again, shoots it around to the point. Now it bounces over the stick of Pascucci, out and down ice. Back for it, Pops. Plays it up the wing to center ice for Gendra. Drops it back for Kaufman. As he turns at the red line, it's into the Rochester zone, but knocked loose by Hollinger out of the zone. Bouncing puck, take it back by Batherson as everybody gets tied up, and he'll slide it across the blue line, but the Amerks have it. Here's a pass ahead, trying to split the defense. Moore breaking in, hold down, gets a shot away, even so, Tugnut's on it and holds on. 4:53 to go in the third period. It's Rochester leading 2-1. This is Game 7, the last game of the year, and you're watching it right here on the Empire Sports Network. Lots of noise.
Pitcher showed you a little bit of the story right now. Rochester 2, Portland 1, 4:53. So Brockton no longer a very good friend of the Portland squad. However, there is lots of time left in this game for something to happen. All they need is one goal, and they have turned up the pressure here in the last couple of minutes. Partner.
Face off. Left of Tugnut. Nickel kicks it to the sideboard. Metcalf digs it out around behind the net. Metcalf, rubber up, backhander. Tugnut on his knees has the puck. It pops loose, but the whistle had already blown. This line is unbelievable at going to the net. Nickel, Metcalf, and Frawley.
Well, Scotty Metcalf has had a great game tonight. It means so much to this hockey club, and he has stepped up the bat on the wraparound there. Tugnut's seen it coming the whole time, was able to get his blocker down and cover up the lower part of the net. You see him right here. Make the save.
Guess who's right there in front? The old man and the young guy.
Looking for a rebound. Crawley and Nickel.
Set again for the face-off. Round behind the net. Sharon slides it around the wing for Brunette. Plays across rink. Now to center ice. Ducked away by Nickel. He'll dump it in. 4.5 minutes to go in the third period. On the attack, the Pirates. Christie to center ice. Slowed up by Hollinger. Puck rolls loose. Metcalf gets back. Bangs it off the boards down ice. Pascucci. Pass ahead. Deflected through. Back for it. Hollinger. Off the glass again to center ice. Down ice. Another icing call. 4:08 to go. Another face-off coming now into the Rochester zone, and while you want to do what Rochester is doing, you begin to wonder, you sit back on your heels too far, could cost you.
Well, you're right. You can't do that too long, especially now. You know that Barry Trotz has got his team at the brink. They didn't get this far by not being a good club. They didn't get this far by not scoring big goals, and they've got 4 minutes, which is lots of time to do that. Face-off now is down in the Rochester end, and Barry Trotz is talking to some of his players now, trying to set up a play. You can bet he's going to have his big gunners out on the ice. Gosh, you can see Allison on the ice making his way over, getting some last-minute words from Barry Trotz.
I tell you what, these fans are going to be about as tired as the players tonight. They haven't stopped all night long.
Well, they're a little tentative in the first period, especially when Portland took the early lead, but once their team got back on track and scored a goal to tie it up, and then pretty much outplayed the Portland team for the rest of the way until lately, they've been very vocal. There's Allison. He's a potential goal scorer.
4 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the third period. The Amerks trying to hold on with a very slim 2-1 lead, and the Pirates trying to even it up here.
Allison setting himself up like he might just go to the net with his shot.
Metcalf for the face-off against Allison. And Metcalf pulls the draw into the corner. Buda has it. On the sideboards, helping him is Ward, who backhands it in the air out of the zone. Pirates have it again. Ward steals it away. Trying to gain control now up to Holzinger, trying to get around McCausland, moving in, shoots, and Tugnut blocks it. He's on the puck, holds on, and there's 3:48 to go in the third period.
That's a big play. First of all, Rochester wins the faceoff and quickly gets it out of their zone. Then another good play by Ward and a pass to Holzinger. And Holzinger takes the shot. Puckett makes a save. Can't move the puck, so now the faceoff moves back down to the other end of the rink. Good break by that guy right there, Brian Holzinger, who at this point has scored the second goal, the leading goal for his club, the Rochester Americans.
Portland Pirates looking for their second cup in 3 years. Rochester Americans looking for their 6th Calder Cup in the 40-year history of the franchise. The draw to the right point for Huda. Off the corner boards, Nichols slowed up with a hook. Back in the corner, Nickel takes it away. Down behind, wraparound. Tugden makes a stop, and the puck is pulled away. Slipped out into the slot. Pirates have it now. It's taken away again by the Amerks. After it, Frawley in the corner, slammed up against the corner boards by Gendra. Looking to dig it loose. Frawley coming out in front, looks for the stuff in. Backhander, but it's knocked away to the point. Again, now the Pirates have the puck, and it's out to center ice. On the attack, batted away by Metcalf. Just dumps it in. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the third period. Pirates have the puck. Way to center ice, knocked loose at the Rochester blue line. Hollinger knocks it down, dumps it out and down ice. Could be an icing call. Back goes Pops. There's the whistle. 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the third period. Rochester 2 and Portland 1.
Well, Tortorella not real happy with what just happened. His most experienced defenseman makes a play like that. That's not the right play for him to make. And you can see John talking to himself. The right play for Hollinger to make was either a cross ice, a hard cross ice pass so the puck wouldn't go length of the rink, or just a soft one up the middle to allow his teammates to get to it. Because what happens when you make an icing play, like happened just now, there's a face-off, comes all the way back into your zone. So you've got to now try and regain control of the puck.
A Game 7 frenzy here at the War Memorial in Rochester, New York. Fans are delirious as Rochester is trying to hold on against a great Portland Pirates team. Back loose, back to the point. Ascucci turns, shot wide. Now Jackson slips it off the boards out of the zone. 2-on-1. Here come the Amerks. This is Moore upright. Wrist shot deflected over the net. Rebound pulled off of the sideboards by Chiron. And Moore watching on. Shot by Moore. Hits the side of the net. Popston behind. It's slowed up there by Moore. Back to the point, out to center ice. And Melanson sends it across, rinking off the grass around behind the net. Up the wing to center ice. Hopping through, but can't get it to anybody. Melanson to Jackson. Dumps it in. Tugnut drops it side of his net. Holzinger steals it away. Look for the centering pass, but that's knocked away. And the Pirates have the puck. Out to center ice. Knocked loose by the Amerks. Melanson turns, dumps it in again. Hoffman into the corner. Under 2 minutes to go in the third period. Out to center ice. Taken away by Ward. Sends it out to the red line. Kahn is there, but Holzinger digs it out. He'll send it down. But Coslin from behind the net. Pass off to Allison. Weaves his way up ice. Enters the zone, top of the slot, gives it off, shot in, knocked down, at the point, battle over the puck, flipped in the air and out of the zone to center ice. Batted back in, but Hollinger up the left wing side to Metcalf. Over his stick, down to the Portland blue line. 1:25 to go in the third period. At center ice, dumped in, taken by Hollinger, slides it up the wing to center ice for Metcalf, sends it the rest of the way down, 1:15, the time remaining.
Tugnut's looking to make his way over towards the bench for the Portland Pirates, so they'll have the extra attacker soon.
Nickel dumps it down in on goal, and Leach plays it aside. Amerks trying to tie Portland up. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left in game in the third period. Up ice is Mazer. Entering the zone, top of the slot. Backheads it toward the net. Batted aside as Burnett can't get a shot off. On the sideboards, empty net to our left. Shot out and down ice by Jackson. Empty net. Here's Zednik. Front of his net, carries it in behind, turns in the corner. Chiron after him there. Moving in is Jackson. 33 seconds. Whistle blows. Face off in the Portland zone.
30 seconds left. You know that Tugnut's coming back out on the ice. What a great break for this Rochester team. And Rob Tugnut is getting some last-minute instructions from Paul Gardner. As soon as the puck leaves the zone, he's telling them, get on your horse and get back to the bench. There's still lots of time for this Portland team to try to get an opportunity to score, and I believe they just called a timeout so they can set up this play, partner.
You think so? We're going to call time? Yeah, it looks like they'll call a timeout here.
Looks like Barry Trotz, the coach of the Portland team, called timeout now. I thought the faceoff was going to be back inside the Portland end, and in fact, it's not going to be. It's going to be just outside the blue line. A good break for the Portland squad.
30 seconds remaining in the third period. Pirates will try and get another quick rush here.
That's right. Portland's options are few and far between. They've got to get control of the puck and get it down in to the Rochester end, and then they've all got to storm down there in hopes of either getting a face-off or getting a scoring opportunity. Rochester, on the other hand, wants to get control of the puck and then dump it as deep as they can into the Portland end and do just the opposite.
30 seconds to go. The Empire Sports Network takes just a moment to thank its partners in this year's AHL telecast, the Rochester Americans and Time Warner Communications. Puck is dumped in the Portland zone. After it, Kahn around the eye of the net. Slides it in front. Shot just missed the net by Holzinger. 20 seconds. In the eye of the net as Tugnut is tied up, can't get out. In the corner, Nickel looking to pull it loose. Wraps it up in the corner. 12 seconds. Listen to these fans. It's tied up. Another face-off coming up.
9 seconds left. Face-off is down in the Portland end, and these fans sense that perhaps they've won themselves another Calder Cup. And in fact, the puck is not going down in the end. They're moving it back outside the blue line. John Tortorella is leaving his best face-off guys out on the ice. Scott Nichols going to take the draw.
9 seconds remaining. Empty net now as Tugnut heads for the bench. Fans have stood here since about the 3-minute mark.
Tortorella's made another move. He's decided to bring in Craig Sharon to take the draw, and he wants him to move the puck, obviously, straight ahead. Just dump it down deep. If they can do that, it's going to be very tough for Portland to get that tying goal. Here you see the many of the 7,500 fans in this sold-out War Memorial.
Sharon, Jackson, Metcalf, Huda, Hollinger for Rochester with 9 seconds to go. Face-off to be taken by Hulse to the Pirates. Sharon draws it back. Hollinger chasing it down in his own zone. Flips it off the glass, down and down ice, and that's going to be it. That is it. The Rochester Americans, the Calder Cup champions.
Dixon Ward, probably the MVP of the playoffs. You see some of the players that didn't dress tonight out there, and they're all part of this championship. Dougie Huda, Dean Melanson, you see Hollinger. Very good hockey team beat another very good hockey team, the Portland Pirates. Played extremely well this whole series, and you don't get to a Game 7 unless you're a pretty good hockey club. You have to take your hats off to the Portland squad because they are that.
Look at the hugging of Coach Tortorella and goalie Steve Shields, defenseman Terry Hollinger.
A lot of questions were answered tonight when people wondered whether or not Steve Shields could answer the call, and he did, and that guy right there gone through an awful tough season, and it's all worth it. And you see this going on. Steve Junkert, there's Cooper, Primo, and the Portland team patiently waits at center ice to traditionally shake hands, and there's Ron Tugnut, and I'll tell you what, he doesn't owe anybody an apology.
What a great game he played, and Here you see Andrew Burnett, another excellent player, and so close.
Keep your head high, boys.
What a series this has been.
A classy group of players as they shake hands, wishing each other well. Nice job, and there you go. There's two of the best. Dixon Ward makes his way through the Portland team. Barry Moore has had a wonderful rookie season.
Kent Holst, tremendous playoffs he had.
What a great player he is, and he will be a National League hockey player in the not too distant future. See Paul Gardner, the assistant coach, coming up.
The traditional handshake. Great sportsmanship move, and right there, Tugnut and Holzinger, as Brian Holzinger scored the game winner in period 3. Doug Huda, one of the moves this year that certainly turned it around for Rochester Americans when Huda came back, and Coach Tortorella congratulating Ron Tugnut and also Jason Christie and the other goalie. Brochu actually ended up leading the playoffs. Well, there's a lot of celebrating, a lot of festivity going on here right now, and it'll continue tonight at the War Memorial, maybe throughout the night, and we'll have more of it for you. The Rochester Americans, the Calder Cup champions, as they defeat the Portland Pirates 2-1 in Game 7. You've been watching Game 7 right here on the Empire Sports Network. We'll be right back.
See Dixon Ward, who's just been the recipient of the MVP award, the most valuable player in the playoffs, and he makes his way back to his teammates, and he knows as well as anybody that they were all part of that trophy.
This has been a historic
Dixon Ward, congratulations to Dixon Ward, the MVP.
40th anniversary of the Rochester Americans, and we're very proud to present the Calder Cup tonight to the Rochester Americans, Captain Dane Jackson.
Dane Jackson skates forward to receive the Calder Cup from the president of the league, Dave Andrews. And there it is, the Calder Cup returns to Rochester.
Well, folks, that's what it's all about right there. There is no finer moment to be the champion of the league that you happen to be playing in, and the Rochester Americans are. There's Terry Hollinger taking a lap around with the cup, and they continue to hand it off, and each player will carry this trophy around the ice a little ways.
Been 31 years since the Rochester Americans won the Calder Cup here at the War Memorial. 31 years.
There's Dean Melanson. He's put in some time in the American Hockey League. There's a happy camper, and there he is. There's a local fan favorite, Scotty Metcalf. He raises that cup and gives it a smooch. Steve Shields, well,
I guess that's probably the other one who is the MVP candidate in this playoff.
I'll tell you what, he answered a lot of questions about himself tonight. When you can step up and play the type of game he played, now you're a winner.
The old man, Dan Frawley, out of retirement. And the other old guy, Doug Huda, who's got a lot left in him.
These players want the fans to share as much a part of this as they themselves do, and I don't think there's been a body left this building, partner. They're all standing, cheering on this team.
And when they get done with what's going on the ice, look what's on ice in the locker room.
Well, tools of the trade, huh?
Craig Sharon, MVP during the regular season. Barry Moore, what a great rookie season he has had. Rochester Americans skate around.
If there's been a Cinderella season or a Cinderella story, partner, I think this has to be it.
And it would have been for either team. Either team, yeah.
But for a rookie coach like Tortorella to bring his team from almost the last of the pack in January to the top of the heap here in June is an awful great accomplishment.
Ramon Ender.
He doesn't look very happy at all. I wonder what's wrong. Enjoy it, kid. Hopefully you'll have many more. And there's a youngster that they have high hopes for up in Buffalo, Curtis Brown.
Yeah.
He finished his junior season.
All right, excuse me, Larry, let's take it downstairs now. He's still here. Yes, Bill Pucko is here. Where are you, Billy?
Hey, how's it feel to finish it up on the winning note?
Well, for what these guys have been through all year long, I don't know what to say. I have nothing but respect for my guys. It's a unit that's going to probably be split up, but what they've done here is just unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Hey, the last game I think was the best game of the whole series.
I thought it was a fantastic game. I mean, the first two periods, they were fierce. It was just unbelievable. Nothing but credit for Barry Trotz and his guys. They played hard. It could have gone either way. We're very fortunate to have this right now.
Do you believe you're here from where you came?
It's unbelievable. And it's these guys right here. Those are the guys that put the uniform every night. Nothing but respect for my guys. It's just fantastic.
John Tortorella, the coach of the Calder Cup champion Rochester Americans.
Now the festivities continue on the ice. Players skating around. They've had the team picture, and Dane Jackson gets the cup back again.
And I'm quite sure that doesn't get old when you get that back. They're finally making their way into the dressing room, and Rob Kahn and Dan Frawley, Scotty Nickel. They're a great bunch of guys, and these guys will remember this the rest of their life. Look at that.
Look at that line right there. Those two players, Nickel and Frawley, and the other member of that line, Scott Metcalf, have just been unbelievable all year long. You see Jody Gage, how about that? Holding the cup. He's won a couple himself with Rochester and Adirondack. There's Metcalf right there.
Former teammates.
Pete Rogers,
trainer.
Equipment man.
There he is.
Back into the locker room, you see Jason Cerrone, one of the players not dressed for this game. He gets to greet some of his teammates coming into the locker room. And Dave Cooper. Steve Shields. Václav Arada. Now send it back downstairs again to Bill Pucko.
Thank you, Dom. We got Scott Metcalf, sort of the philosopher king of this team. Well, it's had like 2 minutes to sink in. How's it feel?
Well, I tell you, I was really emotional after we won it. I've never won a championship. And to do it with this great bunch of guys, and our whole team just work, and to come out 2-1 victors, I mean, what a great feeling, and what a great time it is for this city.
That was a work victory, wasn't it?
Oh, we had to battle for everything. We had our chances sometimes, but we got the job done. Let's go and enjoy it. Crack a cold one and enjoy it. Everybody crack a cold one and enjoy this one.
When the second one went in, did you think that was it?
No, I thought it was too early in the third period. You know, a 2-1 game, you want to go out and get another one. But, I mean, we did the job, we got it done, and that just shows the character on our team. We held them to 14 shots, 1 shot in the third period. Says a lot about our team.
How's it feel to be a champion?
I'll let you know in about 2 days. Thanks, man. It's great right now. It's great.
Scott Metcalf, Calder Cup champion, Rochester Amerks. Guys, back to you.
Well, it's great when you win it, Larry. You got to feel also for the team down in the other locker room, though.
Well, then they got nothing to be hanging their head about. They're champions in their own right. Unfortunately, there's only one team that gets to parade around the cup, and there's some happy folks that got to see their team do it. But the Portland team, there's some awful good hockey players on it. We heard earlier from the general manager of the Washington Capitals that some of those players are going to get a good long look next year and go on to probably where they all would like to be in the National Hockey League.
Well, some of the fans hanging on here at the War Memorial as the Rochester Americans are crowned the 1996 Calder Cup champions. And again, we're downstairs, and the MVP of the playoffs, Dixon Ward. Billy, you there?
Yeah, congratulations, Dixon Ward, on the MVP. How's it feel to be a champ?
It's the first time in my life I've ever been a champion, and I'm damn good. We're all going to enjoy it. This is great. I'm so happy for this city, for this organization, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
How tough was it out there playing tonight?
Oh, it was a great game. They played so hard, and our guys just were so ready to play. This is as relaxed and as focused as I've seen this team the whole year tonight, and that was one of the best games we've played all year.
Congratulations, they're a champ.
Thank you very much.
Dixon Ward, the Calder Cup MVP.
See the Rochester Americans locker room and the players open it up and enjoying every moment of it. One of those rare moments that many never see.
Well, that's the truth, and there they are, the champions.
All right, more to come from the War Memorial in Rochester. 2-1 the final score in favor of Rochester winning the series 4-3 in the Amerks the Calder Cup champions. You're watching the finals right here on the Empire Sports Network. As you see the celebrating going on in the Rochester Americans locker room, the champions, the Calder Cup champions of the American Hockey League for the 1995-96 season. And what a tremendous finish it was for the year, and the celebrating, I think, Larry, will go on long into the night tonight.
Into the wee hours of the morning. Why not? I mean, it's not very often you get to be a champion, and this city seems like they're going to enjoy it. There's a lot of youngsters on that team, as we heard, that haven't won a championship, and they're going to enjoy it. John Tortorella's won a championship, and he's going to enjoy it. Why don't you and I enjoy it too, Paul?
Great job, bud.
Good job.
Larry Playfair, and of course Bill Pucko alongside. And there's other champions here tonight too that I'd like to point out. Chris Ambellis, the director-producer, and her crew. All year long, Empire Sports Network, the crew has been tremendous. Just absolutely great. Some of the best people I've worked with in almost 30 years in this business, and I appreciate the great job that all of you have done. We're going to close it out tonight by taking a look back at the series. Thank you so much for being with us tonight for Game 7. And enjoy it, huh? The championship going to the Rochester Americans. Glad you could be with us tonight, everybody.
have it, one of the most exciting games in American Hockey League Calder Cup playoff history. The Rochester Americans capture their 6th Calder Cup championship and their first on home ice in front of their own fans since 1965.
And we hope you enjoyed this special presentation of Game 7 of the Calder Cup Finals. Congratulations to both teams for a great final series, and especially to the Rochester Americans, who completed the miracle season with the Calder Cup championship.
We hope to see all of you soon on the Empire Sports Network, watching us on Fan TV. From all of us at the Empire Sports Network, enjoy.